All right, my name is Adam, and in the Faith and Work program, my calling, which I'm also going to start with like Renee did, led me to say that I'm actually going to spend more time with my family. And I'm really looking forward to that. Little background on me, my brother and I started the company that I work for. We started it when I was in my last semester of college, and we said, hey, in the next 2 to 3 years, we can't fall that far behind everyone else. We might as well give it a shot, and if it works, great. And it worked enough so that we're still doing it today. I have felt frustration on both sides, both with a lack of focus and a lack of productivity, a lack of intensity when a project needs to be done. We're in a closing right now on a business that we're looking to buy on the East Coast, and I have had many frustrations with sellers counsel and their lack of focus. At the same time, I have had a lot of frustrations when I am trying to shut off, that is also not respected. And not respected, not intentionally disrespected by any means, but it's just things need to get done, right? And that is constantly, while I'm in a rest pattern, someone else is in an intense focus pattern. How do we coordinate all that, right? And it's not their fault, it's not my fault, it just is. They're probably having the same frustrations on the other side. They're totally in the same boat as me, just on the other side of the coin. So I've had a frustration with both of that. The solution that I have that's been developing in my mind for a while and has helped crystallize, this program has helped to crystallize, is just clearer boundaries and radical rest. And there's actually, if you look back into the Old Testament, in Leviticus, in these fine print, all the stuff that you skip over and read a page and you're like, what did I just read? In there, God actually institutes many different things, but in there are 3 feasts that are more than 7 days long. When's the last time you have ever feasted with anyone for 7 days? That to me is radical rest that God is implementing. He says 6 days you work and the 7th day you rest. He implements 6 days of work. Sounds like a lot of work, or maybe not a lot of work to some people. But also a week of feasting sounds like a lot of feasting, I think, probably to everybody in here. A lot of, that's something that I started to press into, look into more. There's also an idea of, in the 7th year, letting the land fallow. Well, there's a question, how does that apply from an agrarian society back in the day to now in our modern society today? What does that look like? What is the application? And then if you're going to shut down for a whole year, what about hospitals and industries that are necessary and emergent? Like, what about all these questions? Like, when you call the doctor, if the doctor says, no, sorry, I'm on a sabbatical, and doctor, I'm bleeding out. Okay, how do I do my grace period? Well, if you look back into I looked back to do some research on this. Turns out the Israelites don't have an answer either, because they never applied this principle. They ask the same questions that we do. There's been over 4,000 years of paralysis by analysis here, people asking the question, but no one actually taking the step. So what I'm looking to do, it's not a year today, but starting in June, and Bart is doing the same thing. We just so happens that our sabbaticals are timing up to be the same. I'm taking a month off. I don't trust myself to do a full year yet, but that is a goal someday to do a year. I think there would be a lot of problems with the company at this point. But I'm taking a month off, and it's been years in the making. And I'm trying to learn some of these things for myself to then be able to pass on. And starting with our company, which I can't control, and I can't answer all the other questions yet, but I'm hoping that we can start with our company and at least institute it here. And I look forward to being around other like people that are coming back from sabbatical, and just what will the impact be on the culture when there's many spiritually fulfilled people coming back and bringing those conversations in, and someone who's just come back talks to someone who's 6 months away from their sabbatical, and they're comparing notes, and this culture is vibrant. And then the last thing is, I believe there's a business case for this as well, that the cost to pay for someone's year-long sabbatical will be much less than the value of the retainage that you have in employees. And if there's a business case to be made for it, and it's driven from the owners of these companies down, I think there's a good chance that it catches on like wildfire and it becomes as common as the unlimited PTO policies that are so prevalent in today's tech world. So yeah, that's my application.